Good evening! Today is April the 5th. It is Tuesday, therefore it is my day to go. Well, today I want to talk to you guys about six ways to name your book. It's something that I've been really thinking about because John Green has been thinking about what he's going to name his novel. While he seems to have picked a title, I thought of a few great and fun ways that we can pick up titles for ourselves. Way number one. Swings. Go on a swing and swing, but for every time you swing, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and count as many times as you want. When you think that you found the correct number, like something in your heart says, that's the right number, stop. Stop counting. Or if you forget where you are, or if you get bored, stop counting. If your number is over 50, divide it by 2. If your number is over 100, divide it by 3. If your number is over 200, I don't know what to tell you, you were obviously very bored. Now the reason we don't do this with jump roping is because most people can't jump rope that high, and I would recommend that this number is the number of characters in your title, and a number of like 3, because we can only jump rope 3 times, isn't going to give you very many titles. You'll have pretentious titles like the and but. Or you'll have titles like people's names. Lee or Jim. Some of these might not actually be characters in your books and therefore are completely useless. 2. My second suggestion is to look at a library or a bookstore or even your own bookshelf and just stare at the titles until something stands out to you. Make a list of all the titles that you find interesting, scramble up all the words, and come up with something that way. It might not be as useful as it sounds, but you never know. 3. Along the same lines, I suggest you take your top 5 favorite songs on iTunes, take the titles of those songs, scramble those up, that's my sign for scrambling, and then take those words and form your own title. Again, it might be easier than it sounds. Or it might be harder than it sounds. 4. Use a fun website called Wordle. W-O-R-D-L-E, I think. Basically, input all of your text from your novel, or at least key chapters, like the last chapter and the first chapter, throw them into Wordle. It'll tell you what are the most important words in those chapters, and you might have something really interesting, even if it's not your title. 5. The 5th thing is to make sure that you contemplate the possibilities of the possible titles that you have come up with. You see, this might come after you've already created a title, but if you have potential titles, you might want to consider what your audience is going to think of them. For instance, Moby Dick by Herman Melville was a perfectly good title at the time that it was written. But if a man named Herman Melville wrote a book called Moby Dick today, I'm sure it would be about something great, but I'm sure it would not be about a whale. 6. 6 is probably the #1 most important thing, and that is DFTBA. Don't forget to be awesome, because in the end, you're the one picking your title. You're the one that's going to come up with it, and you're going to do great, just like you did with the rest of the novel. I hope you guys enjoyed 6 super ways to try and title your novel, and I will see you all on Friday. Take care.